Hey everybody, this is Dimensions of the Supernatural. I am Maureen Grudzinski and I am with my great co-host Anthony Simonelli. We are here for another great show. Tonight we will have SATORI and CODY DESBIENS from Ghost Hunters. However, we will have to wait a little bit.
Yeah, they're also called the Paranormal Couple.
They are known as a Paranormal Couple.
Paranormal Couple. They also run the haunted UFO. Haunted museum with objects, oddities, and curiosities. So
we will patiently.
In fact, we've seen that at Gettysburg. They had it set up at Gettysburg.
Correct, they were there.
Yes.
So we'll patiently wait for them while we entertain you.
Entertain you.
So if you guys have questions, always ask us because we love to answer your paranormal questions. So Anthony has some evidence prepared for you. And I have this really cool book that I bought, History of the Occult. So I'm going to look through. Hi, Ginge. So we have Ginge with us. We have Bobby and Ron. I know that there's a couple of other, I see there's 7 of you watching from here, but I know that we broadcast from Dimensions of the Supernatural, Alowitchy, BB3 TV, ERRT, the UG Media in the UK, and then YouTube and
yeah, we
Facebook as well.
Sections too.
So if you have questions and you're on Facebook, please let us know who you are so we can give you a shout out and let us know that you're watching. Do you want to start with your evidence?
Yeah, once more we'll get it out of the way. And then I should knock them off. I think it's giving me feedback here.
You want to get the supernatural vibe going.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first one is from Kingsland Manor in New Jersey, featuring some of our faves, Ron Iacovetti and Lourdes Gonzalez. If you guys are there, hi, as usual. So I'm going to bring this in and play this. Where are they?
I don't see it.
I don't see it. Hi, Scott. How are you?
He froze up on me.
Why is it not playing? Hang on.
There you go.
There it is. There we go.
And it's black. And there's nothing there. Okay, that was great.
And that's it.
Okay. Have a good night. Show's over.
That's the end. Hi to the Facebook user, whoever you are. Let us know who you are. I don't know, Anth, what's going on here?
I don't know how to use this. Let's not go.
Let's try it again.
It's black and white too.
It's the unknown. Hi, Patrick. How are you? It is a black mass.
Yeah, it's gone.
You want to try the next one?
Try the next one. See what happens.
All right. So we'll try this one. So this one is supposed to be Shanley Hotel in New York.
Oh, yeah, I get to say evidence and everything.
You're huge.
I'm doing good here.
Did they change the process to present? No, this should be working.
That is present, isn't it? Yeah, that's on present.
I don't know. We could play around with it though.
Picture. I don't know. Well, there goes that.
All right, so strike 2. Let's try for strike 3, or hopefully it presents itself. So this one should be the digital seance initiative with Ron Iacovetti and Lourdes Gonzalez of Gonyac. This is from the Pine Bush UFO Museum. Hopefully this one works.
Doesn't work. I don't know.
Swing and a miss.
Okay. Well, we tried.
We did. I don't know. Let me see.
That's the black ones.
I don't know.
Okay. I guess we're not the
Scott said he lost the audio a minute ago. This happened to us once before, and it had something to do with spirits.
Okay, I'm gonna get them off. Remove them out of my thing, maybe. Okay, we're moving everything up.
Look how you're getting to be with the electronics. I'm so
moved everything
proud
up.
of you.
Yeah, I know how to use the keyboard now. I use my fingers.
I'm a big kid now.
This is all new to me.
You're doing
Yeah.
very well.
So I'll explain what I had.
Okay, you explain your catches.
The first one was we were at the Kingsland Manor in Nutley, New Jersey, and it was Ron Lourdes, Uncle Giuseppe, and there was a couple other people there, Dana, Joe's sister-in-law, and we were down in the basement, and we were catching a lot of stuff down there. But at the end of, we were about to turn on the lights, and we told Lourdes, go turn the lights. As she was walking towards the hallway, I was just panning around the room with my camera, and a shadow got up in front of her and shot across the doorway. But she didn't see it, but I caught it on the camera. So I slowed it down. It was happening so fast. So I slowed it down, and it ended up, being a nice picture. You could see somebody standing up and running across the doorway. So that was one of the pieces of evidence that we got there, and I thought it was pretty good. I wanted to share it tonight. But
that's awesome.
On the second piece, we were at Shanley Hotel. I was there with, of course, Ron and Lourdes, Dennis Song, and what else? I forget. Not everybody was there that night. But we were on the third floor, and there's a kids' room there, and it's blocked off. It's taped off, but some of the rooms on the third floor, it's not really safe to go in. So somebody had one of those music box, the Sense of Music box there, and it started going off by itself. There's nothing in that room to turn it off. And so Dennis had my XLS, and I said, Dennis, facing in that room. So he pointed into the room, and I have my night vision camera in the room. So my night vision camera showed us nothing should be instructing that SLS camera. So all of a sudden, with the music, it looked like somebody dancing, like a kid dancing. And we assumed it was Jonathan. And we was, Jonathan, that's pretty cool, like you're dancing. And it was a very good piece of evidence that we got that night. It was like, we got all the things that night because Stanley never disappoints. Never disappoints. And the third one was the digital neon that it was the first one that Ron and Lourdes was doing at the UFO Museum in Pine Bush, New York. And they were going around and handing a microphone and asking everybody to go around and ask a question, see if your questions were being answered. So when it got to me, I said, Mom, you're here, have Cookie walk. Cookie was one of my childhood dog. Like it's my puppy. It was like, I had it for 18 years before she died, but I had it since I was like 2 years old. And so I asked, like I said, Mom, if you're here, have Cookie bark, and you heard barking over the radio, over the static on, and it was not only I heard it, 30 other people heard it, and everybody reacted. On that one video, which you are not seeing now because we can't get it going, sitting next to me is Kelly and Tracy from the Shanley Hotel. Kelly's the owner, Tracy. Kelly's the owner of the Shanley, and Tracy's the manager of this. And as the door barked, you could see the expression on Kelly's face when she turned, and she was like, "Oh my God!" It's like, so. I wish I got to be able to show this tonight. Maybe we can figure out how in the future some of this stuff. So that was my thing, and sorry that we couldn't share the actual video. I tried to tell you. So I know Maureen has some stuff. She has a new book, and she wants to read from it.
Well, I think, hi, Joe. So I was just kind of perusing through it to see if there was something interesting, so we could kind of fill the time before CODY and SATORI come in. So it's kind of been a researched thing that the most widely psychic thing that has come about is disasters. Most people have psychic premonitions about disasters. And there were two things that were mostly found, and this was researched by the University of Virginia, which has its own parapsychology department. Ironically, I think there's only two places in the United States. One is in Arizona and one is in Virginia, if you wanted to study. The sinking of the Titanic was one of them, and that was in 1912. The other was prior to that, and it was a tragic crash of a circus train, which was in 1893. 50 horses died. About the same amount of wild animals passed away as well, and 6 human lives were lost as well. And then 70 people were badly injured. But this was something that many, many people had premonitions about, and they weren't even psychic people.
Where was that?
That was... I don't even know. Let's see.
Was it like down south or something like that?
There was a letter written about it, and the handwriting is horrible.
I heard something like that where a train went off the rail with animals and stuff. And after that, in that area, they were seeing a lot of Bigfoot. And
where the rail,
yeah,
where the circus went down?
Yeah. So for years, and they still see them to today, they think there was some of the monkeys that escaped, some of the apes, stuff like that hiding in the woods because it would happen in the wooded area and stuff. So I think it's a possibility that some of those monkeys are still alive.
I'm going to look it up. And they also said that the 1906 earthquake, which was San Francisco, I believe, right?
Yeah.
That was also another thing. That's really interesting that it seems to be a lot of disasters. So I think that maybe people feel that energy. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Lourdes. I think people feel that because it's going to be such a traumatic event. Hi, Barry. it's going to be such a traumatic event and have so many emotions tossed into it. A group of us were talking today, and we were discussing the fact that there are so many emotions involved with certain things, like bars or cemeteries, or different things like that, that it starts to create tulpas or egregores or things like that. So the haunting is actually created, but this is something happening prior to the event. So maybe the way that the vibration of the earth is starting to create something, or the feeling of is starting to make people feel prior to it.
Well,
I
mean, any place that has an emotion, and bars, yeah. I mean, how many people go to bars when they have these,
fist fights, breakups, makeups?
I mean, how many people go there after somebody passes away, just for a drink, or they're stressed out and just need to relax for a couple of hours and maybe talk to somebody? Or how about the people that go to bars to meet people and they never meet anybody? Those emotions like loneliness and sad. So, yeah, bars. I mean, there's a bar out in Smithtown we used to go to. I investigated Queen's Bar. It's out in Smithtown, New York. So many people on, audience might know it or heard of it. And a lot of stuff that happened there, from fires. And the place was around since like the 1800s. So, when we went there, we investigated. We got a lot of.
So this is really interesting. I pulled up the information about the train wreck with the circus, and it says the Great Circus Train Wreck is the Hammond Circus train wreck that occurred. There's another one. So this was the Tyrone train crash at McCann's Crossing, and this was in Blair County, Pennsylvania.
Oh, wow.
But it also brought up a secondary one, which was the Hammond Circus train wreck, occurred on June 22nd of 1918 and was one of the worst train wrecks in U.S. history. 86 people were reported to have died and another 127 were injured. So there are two, and they weren't that far off from each other in years. And the second one was actually 6 years after the Titanic. So
I think that people in the audience, CODY and SATORI is coming on the show tonight. They're going to be about 8. I think 8:30 they're coming on because they have a meeting that they have to be at. And then they're going to come on the show right after the meeting.
Cool.
So they're not going to be on the show. So stay tuned.
It's also saying that there are altered states where, because dreams were kind of like the channel in which people received information about the unknown, researchers began to explore a new area of study called altered states research. And it examines the theory that when an individual is in a modified state of awareness, such as sleep, trance-like states, they are more sensitive to communication from deep within the mind, like a higher consciousness. So they would pick up things that are going to happen, not something that they're just kind of dreaming up, no pun intended. So things such as the 1906 earthquake, or the circus crash.
Well, people reported that they had dreams or something before the towers got hit. I know people that didn't go to work because they had a bad feeling. Or they had a bad feeling and they didn't go to work, or they went to work late. And the people that went to work late survived because the ones who were there on time didn't. because it happened around the time. 'Cause I knew about 26 people that actually perished.
Yeah, my mom.
You remember people? My father was married once, so I had a stepbrother, and he actually perished there too. I only found that out years later. So I know about 26 people from going to school with. It was a big place for a lot of people in this area to work at.
My mom had a dream the night before Sharon Tate was murdered by the Manson clan that was going to happen when she said that she woke up the next day and she saw the news and she was completely taken aback by the fact that it happened, first of all, because she really loved Sharon Tate, but the fact that it did happen and she saw it so clearly in her mind. And she was not a believer. Even after it happened, she was not a believer. She didn't believe in anything. She was not really happy about what I did. But she said that it was so vivid. And I tried to sit down and talk with her about it and explain why it happened that way. She didn't really tell anybody about it. But after she passed away, she came to me and she apologized and she kind of said, well, now I believe it. I mean, I am sitting here.
Mm-hmm.
So even the non-believers start to believe after some points.
So, yeah, well, when it comes to that, a lot of people, like I said in the past, always had dreams. But the whole thing is they don't know where it's going to be or, am I up? Am I up?
A little bit, but it's weird because you have two screens up. One you're showing, and one is kind of like you're still in the green room. But I didn't want to get rid of it because the last time I did that, you disappeared.
Yeah, the green room, that always on. When I'm on, I think. I don't know.
Do you want me to try to get rid of that screen?
So I'm going to say remarried from the stage.
And then if you go bye-bye, I'll bring you back in.
All right.
All right.
He's just gonna knock you up.
If he leaves, we'll bring him back.
Yeah. There, go. What's this? You got me? What the hell was that?
Oh, that was you. You went bye-bye from the other screen.
Good. You know what that was?
What?
Now, okay.
Your doppelganger?
Yeah, that's my doppelganger. The other one was the background for the last week's show, and this I got a new background for this week's show. And I don't know, maybe both were up. I have no idea. Now I'm not hearing myself, so I'm not echoing.
Yeah, the echo's gone now, so that must have been what it was.
That was it.
So they also have in here about psychics and crime, and they state that it's not admissible in court. However, there have been many times that they have used information from psychics to assist in the search for missing people. And there have been many times that police solved cases while using psychic mediums.
You want me to try to get my evidence back up? Maybe that was causing the blackouts.
You could.
Let's see if I can bring them back. Let me try this one here. You want to see if that works?
Yeah, we'll try.
This is the same one from. There it goes. Okay. Look up on the right-hand side. See somebody jumping up and running? And
there's an orb.
Go back. Can we go back on that?
I can't. I don't think I can go back, but we can replay it.
Am I going back? Is it going back?
I think so.
You see right here on the right-hand side, you see somebody going up slowly and then shooting across. And you can actually see them on the other side.
So it's on the right side of the screen?
Yeah. You see going.
There's a person standing up against a beam.
Yeah. That is Lourdes walking. I
Okay.
slowed it down so much you can see it because this happens so fast.
So is it to the right of her or to the left of her?
Well, it's to the right of her, the right of the column.
Okay.
You see the thing coming up, the head coming up slowly? You see it?
In the doorway?
Yeah. On the right-hand side, you see a head coming up, and then it shooting across.
In the doorway?
Yeah. What happened was I was panning the room. I was panning across the room, and this happened so fast. Lourdes didn't even see it. What happened was we were doing evidence in this area. We were doing EVPs, and we got a couple other things in this area. And towards the end, and then Lourdes goes, "I'm going to turn on the camera. I'm going to turn off the light." All of a sudden, I was just panning by quick, just panning the room, and when I did review, I seen this thing standing up and shooting across the room. I don't know. Anybody in the audience see that, or?
It's in the doorway where the light is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was nobody there?
There's nobody there. Absolutely nothing.
Holy crap.
There's absolutely nothing. And the whole thing is, Lourdes did not see this figure. I caught it on camera. That was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool. Anybody else see that in the audience? I want to make sure you guys get to see that. You see it go up?
It's on the right side of the doorway.
Yeah.
Past the door, outside the doorway.
See it? She's walking there, and this is going up. Going up and moving. Okay.
You could see the leg and like the legs reached out. It's almost like as she's walking, they're afraid to be there when she's
and then
out.
you can see it coming up and shooting across.
And there's a bunch of there's like an orb on the left side. It starts as a tiny
Well,
little.
that orb on the left side there is actually a lens flare from that light.
Okay.
That's in the next room.
So you demunk that.
And that's a lens flare, and then you're going to see a couple in there because that I have night vision on, and that's a bright light, so it's giving me all those other visions that like the orbs and like
cool,
like smoke type of thing. So that was part of my evidence there with that. So I hope everybody else got to see that.
That's really awesome.
What am I doing here? Get out of that. I'm going to see if I get something else out. If you want to bring something else.
Okay, so let me remove that.
See, that was the problem before. I had two screens.
Oh. Well, that went well. So if he doesn't come back, then hopefully Satori and Cody show up, because I probably am not the best person to just sit here and entertain you by myself. My room might. He'll come back. There he is.
I'm back.
Yay. Sorry, when I got rid of the other thing, both of you left. That's what was my...
You got rid of me again.
Yeah, I'm trying really hard and you just keep coming back. You're like Jason Voorhees.
He's back.
So I don't know what happened there. That's what happened the last time.
I was trying to get some of the evidence that we had. And
that worked this past time.
Okay. Maybe we could start doing stuff like that too. I'm trying to get some more up. But okay, yeah, maybe we'll get this one going. This was the one I was before. You see it? That is the
Ma, if you're here, if you have Cookie with you, can Cookie bark for me? What?
See that?
Gosh.
That was the digital seance that they had at UFO and the Paranormal Museum in Pine Bush. That was the first one that they were doing, the seance, the digital seance.
That is so
And
cool.
Ron was handing a mic, and everybody's going around the room, and everybody's asking questions. And I had my camera, and I was going around with my camera. And so it came to me. So I handed Lourdes my camera. Lourdes was videotaping that for me. And that's what we got. And you can see the person next to me, the blonde-headed lady, that's Kelly from the Shanley.
Mm-hmm.
And next to her is Tracy from the Shanley. Do you see her expression on her face?
They were both so excited.
It was really something how you look at her face. Oh, because it was like, and we had 30 people in that room, and we all heard it. I'll play it one more time. It goes by quick.
Ma, if you're here, if you have Cookie with you, can Cookie box for me? What?
It was like a circus act.
Yeah.
Everybody's clapping.
Because it was like amazing how that happened. And, you know, they use as part of their documentary that they have on now on Paraflix. So that one of the things they use in their documentary, which we thought was, you know, pretty cool, you know, to hear. You know, so yeah, I'll see if I can bring something else up. Knock that off.
All right, wait, let me see if this works.
Okay.
Now, wait, I have to try to see if I can kick this. Maybe if you try to put that up first.
I'll try. Okay, remove from studio. Okay, I did that.
Okay, good.
Let me see what else I could get. So that was pretty cool how that was just how that turned out. That piece of evidence came about. Okay, I'm going to play this one here. This is at the Shanley Hotel, but it's not this is the Shanley Hotel. It was like 4:00 in the morning. The alarm went off, and being the paranormal investigator I am, the first thing I do is pick up a night vision camera, and I start looking around. Everybody was sleeping. Everybody was crashed out that night because we were up for quite a few hours, close to like 30 somewhat hours, all of us. So I get up, I hear this alarm going off. So I pick up my camera and I start going out. I'm going up and down the stairs. It's one of the door alarms going off. So I didn't know how to shut it off. I'm knocking on Tracy's door to see if she could, you know, get up and shut it off. And I'm trying to call up Kelly. There's no answer. So I'm standing in the hallway. It's like 4:00, and I have to get up in a couple of hours and drive back to Queens because this is upstate. And it ends up that I didn't know what to do. I was like, I'm going to go back to bed. I just leave the alarm going because it doesn't seem to be no intruder or anything. So I looked around. So I go back to bed. Next day, I do a review, and it seems like somebody gave me advice what to do with the because remember, the Shanley Hotel was owned by the mob back in the Irish mob back in these you know, in the 1920s
Right.
and stuff like that, and they had bootlegging and all kinds of stuff, prostitution. So back then, this is the way they would shut off an alarm. So I'm just going to play it, and you're going to hear what it says. If you could play it. You might have to make it a little louder. I don't know if anybody can hear it. But I actually write the words underneath it as it says it.
I can't make it louder.
It says, get the wire cutters. And back in the 20s, you know, they didn't have all this digital stuff that we have today, all this, you know, all this technology back then, and how they shut the alarms off by cutting them. So we'll do that one time more. And I actually put the words where it says it. And this is at the top of the stairs of the Shanley, right above where the alarm system was going off.
You could hear it's a man's voice.
Yeah. Let's get the wire cutters. Actually, the Shanley's actually using this clip also as promotion for their, they have something now. When you go in, they have a whole clip of all the different things that happen there, the history and different evidence and stuff. So they're using this also as part of the evidence, which I thought was cool because Kelly was telling me, and I thought that's an honor, pretty much, to have that. So, want to try one more?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
That's knocked off. Let me see what I can bring back up. Okay. I can bring. This is at the Shanley Hotel too. We're on the third floor. I saw explaining before on the third floor by a child's room called Jonathan, and they had it taped off because it wasn't too safe. Now they were in the midst of reconstructing it, but they had it taped off. You couldn't go in the room. But one of the I think Tracy, one of the owners, put this music box sensor type thing in the corner. So we started hearing it going off. So my friend Dennis Tassoon, I always say his name wrong. Tassoon. And he was with me, and I had my camera, and I had my SLS camera, the SLS. So I handed it to him, and he was with the camera. Just to let people that don't know, SLS is the camera that actually makes those stick figures that you see on shows and stuff like that. It's actually a camera that was made for Xbox for motion type of games, which didn't really take off for Xbox. But in the paranormal field, somebody had the idea that let's put this on something and throw a program on it. Well, Dennis put that camera into that room because we heard the music. And I have my night vision camera, and I have my night vision camera in that room, and there was nothing in that room that should give this thing a false positive because they're known to have false positives. And we think we caught Jonathan dancing. So if you want to give that a quick one.
Oops. Sorry.
What is your name?
Is this Jonathan?
What is your name?
Oh, there he is. There he is. He's dancing for you.
Oh, yeah.
He's dancing.
Oh, Jonathan, thank you.
Thank you,
Is
sweetheart.
that Jonathan?
Is that Jonathan? You're like jumping and dancing. That's wonderful.
There's nothing there to map.
You're doing great. Do some acrobatics. He's laying on the ground right now.
Jonathan, what are you doing?
He's just lounging with his leg up.
That is awesome.
You're doing great.
Hey, Jonathan, you making that thing go off? You like the sound of the music?
That was interesting, huh? And that's what a little boy would do, show off, wouldn't he? He'd be doing all kinds of acrobatics, laying on the floor, and and because in the background you could hear very low the music.
Yeah.
That's the music box going off, and
Is this
figured
Jonathan?
that's why we thought, hey, Jonathan. But Dennis right away says
Oh,
Jonathan.
there he is. There
And
he
all of a
is.
sudden, on screen it pops
He's
this,
dancing for you.
and I'm looking
He's
in that
dancing.
room, and there's nobody in the room that we could
Jonathan, thank
get any
you.
false
Thank you,
positives.
Is
sweetheart.
that Jonathan?
That still has
Is
a
that
problem.
Jonathan? You're like jumping and dancing. That's wonderful.
There's
Nothing to reflect, and not to do
You're
this.
doing great.
I
Do
could
some
never go on a floor
acrobatics.
like this.
He's laying on the ground right now.
Jonathan, what are you doing?
He's just
But
lounging with
that
his
is
leg
an
up.
interesting
That
night.
is awesome.
You're doing great.
Hey, Jonathan, you making that thing go off? You like the sound of the music?
Yeah. So that I thought that was pretty cool.
I love Dennis. He's so excited when he gets catches like that. He's
Yeah.
such a sweet person too.
He gets into it. He really does. So I'll try one more. I'll see if I could get one more for you guys. Keep us going here. Some of the evidence I have, pictures too, but I'm going to try to get videos. Some of the video stuff. So I'm so unorganized on a lot of this stuff. I should be a little more organized, but I'm just lazy. At least I admit it, you know? Let me see if I get this one here. Oh, it is.
I can't find any of my evidence. It's literally all over the place. I should start to put it into a Dropbox.
Yeah, my stuff. You know what it is? I go to so many places at different times, and at the same place. And what happens is that a lot of my stuff is all over because I have like 10 different Shanley Hotel things, and I got a place I've been to like 2-3 times. So I got things all over. Let me see. I got some audio here. Let me see this.
Hi, Virgil.
No, I'm not getting that. How about this?
I don't want to try to get rid of anything yet because I don't want
Me to get knocked off again?
Yeah, so I want to wait until you're finished, and then I don't want them
I
to
don't
come
want to give
in.
you like millions of minutes of because I got stuff that's not cut down. I'm trying to get you some of those. Okay, trim stuff here. I don't know if I get this. I tried this before. It wouldn't come on. This one here. Is it coming through? Oh, now tell me it's too long. It's actually the Conjuring house. I'm outside in the middle of the night. It's not there. It didn't come up. I'm trying to get that evidence, but it's not doing it. It's saying it's too long. But something tells me it hates me. He goes, I hate you. Okay.
Well, that would be par for the course from Conjuring House.
Yeah, I was out in the yard all by myself. This is the first time I've been there. And it was interesting. I was walking around. I wanted to see how it was out there. And
there it
it
is.
didn't work out. No, this is got, you can bring this, I forgot what.
Shanley?
Oh, this is the, also, okay. This is all, okay, I'm going to have to go back on this. Start it over. This is also at that digital dowsing event. And what happened was at the digital dowsing event, they were going around. And I think I noticed something behind somebody, but the actual, the Satacom was saying something behind you. I don't know how loud I could hear it. And then you can see something shoot across the screen. Okay, we'll see if we can get this. See, you heard it behind you. Again. Watch. Something shoots by.
Was interesting because Andrew thinks he saw her, and I heard.
See it? Went by quick.
Before he said that you heard like I'm behind you or something. I heard behind
Yeah.
you. Yeah, and he said.
And I just seen something shoot behind you on the video.
See, it said behind you, and it said behind you.
I saw it shoot across like an orb or something.
Yeah.
But it's hard to hear because there's so much.
Behind you. That's when he was asking the question.
Was interesting because Andrew
See something shoot across quick.
and I heard before he said that you heard like I'm behind you or something. I heard behind you. Yeah, and he said.
And I just seen something shoot behind you on the
Yeah, we
video.
didn't see it that that clear this time.
Yeah, that's a hard one to hear, but
Yeah.
definitely there's something that shoots across the room.
I'll try. I'll try one more, and then we'll go back to your book. I'm sorry for taking it from your book.
No, this is really interesting to see.
I mean, I'm, you know, a lot of this stuff I do. You know, I'm so happy that it comes out the way it does. You know, okay. Let me see if this is the one I want to see in Wildwood. Okay. Nope. West Virginia Penitentiary. Let me see if this is a good one. No. Okay. Like I said, I'm all my stuff's all over the place, and I'm not too organized with a lot of my stuff. And I haven't gotten through all my stuff yet. I'm so behind.
That they're unorganized and have hundreds or thousands of Gettysburg Battlefield Bash videos and photos that they have to sort through.
Yeah, I have stuff still from 2009, 10, 11.
Sounds like me. I have stuff from
stuff because back then it was more of a. Remember, when I started doing this, we didn't have all this digital stuff. Everything was done on the tapes. We had the big ass tapes, and it took a lot of space. And so I ended up putting a lot of my tapes onto. Okay, I can't find nothing else right now.
Could I try to get rid of some of this now because
Get rid of it. Get rid of all.
I don't know if you're going to pop out though. That's the problem.
Well, let me see if I can.
All right, let's see.
Okay, remove.
Okay, see, you can do it. If I try to get rid of it though, it takes you out.
It takes me out. Okay. Let's see if I get one more. I really want to get some of this stuff down to show. Audio evidence.
Virgil's telling his stories as usual.
Where was he this time?
I don't know. I think he was in Greenwich Village and some kind of beast pulled him out the window.
Greenwich Village has a lot of stuff going on there. Talking about a lot. There's still a lot of stuff going on.
I don't think they're giant flying cicadas, though.
Cicadas?
Cicadas, yeah.
Those things are kind of big. I got one stuck in my ear as I was driving my motorcycle one time. That was that wasn't cool. I'm going to try this private investigation here. Let's see if that comes up. Okay, this one goes by quick, and you have to be very quick. Okay, I want to say it goes by quick. So, all right. I just want to say in the background, see, that's my friend Joe. He's the one who was on my team that passed. And the woman there, her son committed suicide in the house.
Aww.
And his name's Billy. So we actually contacted him. We got a great EVP on that. But as we're talking, on the back shades of the house, of the back window, you actually see a shadow or something walking by as we're talking. Okay, I'm freezing right now, but I'm going to play it. It happens very quickly. I didn't play the audio because it's all static because we're doing a session there. Okay. As you see, I'm going to go slow.
On the right.
Yeah, you see it come from the right to the left. And it's the shape of a person. You see it's starting? You see the shadow coming up?
Yep.
And shooting across, okay? And there's nothing out there to cause that. You see?
Holy cow.
I'm going back and forth. You see a head walking back across that screen and everything. There was nothing there causing that. The four of us are right there. The camera's right on the side of us. And that's a head coming up.
It's about as tall as where that valance starts.
Mm-hmm. I went outside. I actually tried to debunk it quite a few times. I went outside, seeing maybe there's a car, but this is coming from the inside. But I just try to check any which way to debunk my stuff, because stuff like that, you just want to make sure. But you see, I'm going back and forth to show you the head of something walking by.
Crazy. You could see an arm outstretched. Sorry, that was my fault. You could see an arm even outstretched.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy.
In the distance. No, there's no call lights out there. As a matter of fact, there's a huge wall, and there's no way lights could go anywhere near that wall. That whole yard was pitch black. When I went out there, the only light was my camera and my me with a flashlight. So that's the only reason I'm showing this, because I can't debunk it. And we were getting stuff that whole night from this kid Billy. We also got an EVP that night. We're doing the spirit box that you can hear. The spirit box was going.
Hi, Oof. Hi, Marco.
The spirit box. So the spirit box was going, and that night we got, and it was like a very emotional thing.
It had to be. I mean,
the mother goes, and Billy was coming through. We were getting stuff. Who's here? Bill, Billy. So the mother goes, I love you, Billy. And this is where I got emotional. It said, I love you, Mom. And it was like the mother burst out crying. It was a very sad situation that what happened in that house. And the mother wanted to contact the son, and she did. We did. That night we did. So let me see if I get some more for you. Unless you want to talk. Want to take that down so I can bring up and see if I get another one on?
Yeah.
So as I'm talking to you, you guys are seeing me, and I'm seeing a board here with different things on it. So I just want to bring these up for you guys. So it shows that, we are investigators. It's not like we go places and say, oh, this is what happens. It's things really do happen to us. And I'm trying to get my Trans-Allegheny stuff here. My Trans-Allegheny stuff. If I get that, that'd be cool. Like I said, my evidence is all over the place. It's my own fault for not being.
Hi, Charles.
I hope people watching the show, and
yeah, there's people coming in. I think people are like checking in, checking back out.
Yeah, a lot of that's happening tonight. Let me see what this one is. Oh, I don't know if this is gonna work, but okay. You could
hang on.
Get this one out. Okay.
Okay.
Joe Zeppi got this one. Let's see if this is the one.
Hey, Giuseppe.
Oh, okay. Uncle Giuseppe did this one.
Are they dancing in like?
Okay.
Okay. This is happening at Kingsland Manor, right before I got that shadow in the doorway with Lourdes. If you notice, this is Ron right here. Okay? And he's picking up Ron. Next to Ron, there's nothing. I got two cameras showing there's nothing next to Ron.
Ron's on the left or the right?
Ron's the taller one.
Ron's what?
He's the taller one.
Okay.
See, I'm doing it with my mouse so you can't see it. Ron is the taller one. And the smaller one is, we don't know.
So they're dancing in sync?
No, they're not dancing. What happens, I'm freezing it right now. What happens is that Giuseppe is saying, raise your hands, raise your arms, see what happens. So Ron moves his arm. As you can see, this other stick figure it ducks, and then you see lights on the side and shoot across, and everything's gone. It's crazy. The ducks, well, you'll see. Let me see if I can do it slow.
Okay.
So this is the figure, and Giuseppe's telling him to raise his arms and this and that, and test to see what's going on. So as you can see, he raised his on the digital on the stick figure is the opposite. So when you're raising your left arm, you're actually raising your right arm.
Lourdes, you got that. It looks like they're dancing to like.
I didn't want to say it, Lourdes. I know this is the first time Ron was taller than anything else in there. So as you can see, he raises his left arm on the screen is actually his right arm because everything's reversed on these type of cameras. So now, well, you see, he goes right, and you see the thing duck.
It was like he was going to punch him in the head.
And you see the thing duck.
Oh my gosh.
So that was cool. Then it gets to the ducks, and then you get to the end here. And I don't know if it's on this part. And then it disappears. Then you start seeing it come back on all the way on the other side. Why did you see it?
Oh
ducks.
my God.
And then you start seeing it come back on the other side. And look what happens. I'm going to play it.
It's like
all of a sudden, the thing just shoots across. Everything disappears. Watch.
It's gone.
Oh,
there it is.
Oh, he came back for a second.
He came back. Was it longer? He came back.
I wasn't striking
Isn't
anybody.
that wild?
Reaching out.
Yes, he was.
God, I love that you're.
No, not hurting at all.
Yeah, I mean, and this
God,
is
yeah.
all
That is
investigators that
crazy.
know what they're doing, and we don't, and none of us take anything that's not that we think is true to be.
So sometimes
See,
they
and that's,
know.
you see, it's like he ducks out his arm, like whoa, he's gonna hit me, and then all of a sudden he goes here. The reason it's like all black going back and forth like that because Giuseppe's actually holding this in front of him, and then this happens. This is the coolest part. How
This
just
is-
all of a sudden, whoop,
Oh, there it is.
everything
He
gone.
came back for a second.
He
It's
came
gone.
back. Was it an orb
But
that
that
came
shot
back?
shoots
I wasn't
across.
striking anybody. I was
Disappears.
just reaching out.
Yes, he wasn't trying to hurt you at all.
No, not hurting at all.
Oh my God! You gotta
So, isn't that cool?
That's awesome. So sometimes they're not sure of like if a wall was built, they may continue through the wall because the wall was never there. Sometimes they know enough that things have moved, and sometimes they know enough that something's coming for them and they'll duck. So things change for them minute by minute, and it's weird. That's crazy.
It was like, although it's going to hit me or something, you know?
Yeah,
So that
but
was
you know what?
cool
You should
part
really
about
put music to that. It should be night fever, night fever.
Yeah. But I thought that was pretty cool how that worked, and we all did. You know, as a matter of fact, Giuseppe's the one that did that, not me. You know, I don't ever take credit from anybody else's evidence. Yeah, let me see if I got Walter here. This one here. Let's see if this goes. Let me see if it's the right one. Okay. Whoop.
Walter!
Okay, this one I'm going to put on next. We'll bring this up. Okay. This is a private investigation. I'm going to have to do this with sound, but it's a private investigation. And the woman here that you don't see, she's like 86 years old, and her daughter's like 60-something years old. And we did this investigation. This guy here was a psychic that I used to work with all the time, Anthony DeJoseph. And this is his partner. So we go to this woman's house, and he does a lot of readings for her. But he wanted to do the spirit box because he really thought the spirit box was pretty cool because it's answering stuff that he has. And, you know, it's like he says the spirit box is how things come to him in his head when he reads. So we went to this house, and this woman, she's 86 years old. And like I said, her daughter's in her 60s. And we decide to do the spirit box. I got a camera going, and the first question we ask is anybody here? And the name Walter comes up. Okay? And listen to their reaction. Damn.
Walter! That's my grandpa. This is his house.
Hello. Isn't that wild?
Yes, it is.
I'll do
We
it one
have
more time.
Walter! That's my grandpa. This is his house.
Hello. It gave him closure. The woman, the older woman there, she was so ecstatic, and because we did more investigation throughout that house, and I found out there he was an electrician, and he was in local 25 out in Long Island. I'm local 3. So
Hold on 1 second. We have guests.
Oh, okay. Then we'll get this off.
Oh, sorry. Hi guys.
You're in, you're out. Hey guys, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Thanks for joining us so much.
Oh, no problem. Glad to be here. Glad we can make time.
Thank you so much for that. We have a very excited comment section waiting for you.
That's
So
awesome.
everyone, this is CODY and SATORI. They are the paranormal couple. Everyone's already saying hello. Can you tell everyone a little bit about yourselves and how this all came about?
Well, I'm CODY, and I'm not SATORI. So I've been investigating since around 2011 or so. After a personal experience when I was younger, I ended up joining a local team. First, I found out that TAPS was located in the next state over. I grew up in Massachusetts, and of course, TAPS was based in Warwick, Rhode Island. So most people who watched the show Ghost Hunters and wanted to be a paranormal investigator and lived in New England probably emailed TAPS at one point in time and asked to join the team. So that's exactly what I did. And I sent them an email, and of course, they said, no, you cannot join. So I was disappointed. And ended up joining another local team in the area. And they took me on. They told me all about the equipment and everything. And then eventually I was joined another team because that team disbanded. And I was on my first private case with them. And I was teamed up with a woman who I had never met before. And we worked really, really well together. And at the end of the case, she's like, hi, my name's Tracy. I'm the case manager for TAPS. And I was surprised. I was like, what? I was like, I had no idea. And she goes, I really like the way you work. I'm going to talk to Jason, and we'd love to have you join the team. And I was like, wait a minute. I already emailed you guys. You said you didn't want me. And, so we kind of made a joke. And then that's how I joined TAPS. And that was long before I met SATORI. I want to say about 4 or 5 years before I met SATORI. And then SATORI ended up wanting to join the team. She got an interest in it and sent a message to Tracy.
Did you already mention how I had an interest in it?
He didn't bring you up at all. Not even a
We all
little.
know.
I just had an interest in it. I don't know.
You didn't have a choice. You grew up in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We already know how you were brought in.
Yeah. I guess I don't need to say anything on that. But for anybody who doesn't know, my dad's Jason HAWES. So it was a family business. And then I grew up seeing Dad help people, and I wanted to help people too. So I decided to join the team professionally, and that's how we met.
Yeah.
So how did the two of you realize that your energies worked so well together and the way it does?
On accident.
It was definitely an accident. So the first investigation that we had together, we were, of course, teamed up together because we were around the same age. And immediately we saw the place was really active. We had a lot of footsteps happening and things like that. And we just thought it was a really active location. So then the next week, we went to a different private residence and teamed up again. And same thing. A lot of footsteps and knocking sounds, things like that. And we're like, wait a minute, this is too good to be true. Somebody must be playing a trick on us or something. So we started looking around, and we all trust each other a lot. on the team, and everyone's saying maybe it's something with you guys. You should go experiment with that a little bit more. So that's exactly what we did, and we found out that it was when we made contact with each other that it amplified our communication. It's almost like flipping on that light switch to draw them in a little bit closer. So it's definitely jumping back to the spiritualist movement and things like that, how the foundation for this field was built. And I think that's what people need to maybe pay a little bit more attention to, because a lot of times we go into investigations and ask for a knock or a bang, and then it happens or it doesn't happen. Let's say it does happen, and then that's it. Move on to something else and try to get your meter to light up or something like that. And I think we should be paying our attention to ourselves a lot more than the gadgets. If you have gadgets that work on their own, that you can just run by themselves, I think that's great. But looking down the whole time at something, I think we need to start getting away from it a tiny bit.
You're right with that.
We've seen that happen. I mean, we've watched the way a lantern kind of works in Morse code, and someone else is so focused on, say, like an SB7, and it's not even doing anything. Hi, Jason. Hi, everyone. But that's, they're so focused on that because that seems to be like the, the true blue thing. But yet this lantern's kind of like blip, 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 and no one's writing it down. No one's paying attention to it. Or, there's dowsing rods that seem to work fantastically since the beginning of time, and I think it's a great way to do some work and just figure out what, is not working immediately because you're focusing so long on one thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, you're right.
When I started was back in the 70s, and we were doing dowsing rods, compass. Yeah, I know.
And a rock.
That guy's, how old is he? It's like, he's still alive. I started with dowsing rods. I had a compass and a 35mm camera. That's it.
Wow.
You gotta go. Sometimes you have to go back to the basics, and I just start going back into my drawings. Of if I see something, I draw it. You gotta go with your instincts, and that's the whole thing with your intuition, your instincts, and that's your best tools to have. You can have all the tools in the world, but if you don't have those, don't trust yourself and know where to go or where not to go, because sometimes you go into a place and you have that really bad energy. You don't want to go in there, and you just don't. Just go with what you feel, your instincts and everything. So that's your best tools.
Yeah.
So when you get names, do you ever have a name? I mean, do you have psychic abilities, or is it mostly empath abilities?
So when CODY and I are together, we're psychic as a bag of rocks. We don't feel anything more than the average investigator. Maybe, if you're doing this long enough, you'll start picking up on things, the way your body feels, the way your senses are when things start to happen or somebody's in the room. But nothing more than that. We're very honest people when it comes to that. I guess sometimes the only time we'll ever really feel anything when we're doing what we do is like, sometimes we'll feel the person in the room, and if there's something that might not just feel like perfectly right, or like, maybe it's somebody that's grumpy or something, we'll feel it a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So if anyone's never seen, our Ghost Hunters episodes or anything like that, basically when SATORI and I come into contact, primarily holding wrists, you hear footsteps walk into the room, and then SATORI will go through the alphabet and will spell out words or names. We'll get dates and things like that. And it's very interesting when it all starts to make sense, especially when you have, people who can do research on the spot and pull up this information to confirm it right away. And if there's a message for somebody, finding that person right away and trying to get that message across, and then having them confirm what's being said. So, yeah, I mean, it's very interesting. We're still trying to wrap our heads around it for sure. Yeah, I know it's just become, a part of our lives now. That, I mean, we do it almost on a daily basis. It's something that's truly incredible for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I did a lot of research with the Fox sisters. So with the spiritual, with the alphabet, what you guys do, they've done that, and and then tapping and table tipping and all that stuff. So you should. As an investigator, I always like to look back into where stuff started and how they do things the old way too. Of course, we got a lot of good stuff coming in now that you can use, but that all could be, I guess, debunked or some of this stuff, some of the equipment. I know some of the equipment could just, or airplanes going overhead, set off.
Exactly.
Everybody in the show knows this, but I'm a retired electrician now. But you pick up on certain signals, and when it comes to electronics and stuff like that, and EMFs, they're all over the place. Doesn't matter where you are. So
we already have.
Are you guys at the Conjuring House right now?
We are.
We're in
I recognize the door.
Yeah, we're caretaking.
We're caretaking.
I wasn't going to say anything.
We have the Paracon going on there, don't you?
We do. Starting this weekend, we have the
Saturday and Sunday.
Ocean State Paracon. It's
Nice.
all for a charity called the Tomorrow Fund, which helps children's families when child are dealing with cancer. This foundation helps pay their bills and things like that when they're in tough times. So this is the 10-year anniversary of the Conjuring film. So we're having a big celebration in downtown Harrisville. There's tours happening at the house all weekend. Andrea Parent coming into town, plus a bunch of other, paranormal television personalities and different past owners of the Conjuring house. We're going to have a big panel with them. So if anybody's local to the New England area, it's happening, like SATORI said, Saturday and Sunday. And you can get tickets at riseupparanormal.com.
That's really great.
Something like that. What's it called?
So it's called the Ocean State Paracon, and tickets are available at riseupparanormal.com. RISEUP paranormal.com.
Okay, so anybody down that way, you know where to go.
There you go.
It should be awesome. I see some of your speakers and everything, and it should be a good show. I wish I could be down there right now.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I'm in New York, so I'm up there or outside. I go east, south. I have no idea.
Over
PS, go west. Yeah.
We have a couple questions for you guys. So Ufi wants to know, Satori, what is your pendant that you're wearing, if it's important?
Yes. So this is a protection bottle. I have some things that were given to me in here, as well as some things I've added myself. So it has, different kinds of sage and lavender and clear quartz, black tourmaline, things that are going to keep me safe when I'm in places that might not have the best energies. So I wear it every day that I can.
That definitely keep you safe. Scott Reddick said everyone has at least intuition to work with, which is true. Ron asks, what is the device that you use on the floor? Is it a REM pod type device?
So that is actually a geophone, and the ones that we use on the show is by Vortex Ghost Gear, and basically it's a vibration sensor. So it tracks footsteps and things like that. And I use that. Tori, you want to grab the one out of the suitcase over there? So I have we have one here that I can show you how it works. And basically, it just picks up vibration. So we use that on the show so you can get a visual of what's being heard. Rather than conveying it, over the speakers on your TV and stuff like that. It just makes it a little easier in case the footsteps are very soft and things like that. So this is what it is. So I'll turn it on, and you can set the sensitivity to whatever you want. And let me turn it down. So if it starts sensing footsteps, of course the blue lights will light up more, and you can set the sensitivity so it can sense like 30 feet away from this device. And you just place it on the floor, and it works really great for what we do,
Very cool. Scott Reddick also said, I've watched your method and it's very interesting. I agree.
Thank you.
Let's see. Ufi wanted to know if your vial was holy water. I think sometimes we do need that. Someone said, "Wow, sounds like a great event at the Conjuring House."
Yeah, it's going to be at the Assembly Town.
The Assembly Theater. Yep, we're gonna watch the Conjuring film, and Andrea's gonna do a question and answer session. So the movie's separate. I think it's like $5 to get in for charity, and yeah, the whole schedule of events is all on that website. Or if you go to Ocean State Paracon on Facebook, they have all the event stuff listed on there as well. I know Satori and I will be there. We're doing a talk on Sunday, I think, about some haunted objects and stuff like that. So yeah, we're excited.
Yeah, I seen some of your haunted objects and the stuff at Gettysburg, and I also seen it at the New York, the New Jersey Para Unity.
Oh yeah,
there. I think I've seen you guys at a couple places. I seem to always bump into you somewhere, Gettysburg or whatever. You know, so yeah, some of the item, and the one item I seen, you had a cross that slides out and sits on.
Last right.
Yeah, and I'm like, I got 2 of those. And I was like, and then you tell me it's for the last rites. I'm like, where did I get these from? And they were my grandparents.
Yeah.
You know, they were my grandparents' stuff. And, you know, the old Italians, I guess, I don't know, they had it ready just in case because, you know, Italians always ready for something, you know. If it's not for eating,
there's always dying, someone ready to die.
Yeah, eat and dying. That's all we do as Italians.
Yeah.
That's what I was like, well, that was pretty cool. I didn't even know what that was for. The candles on it, and
so did that go inside of a Pietra, or was that something separate?
So it's separate. So usually, I mean, most people, and you're right. I mean, most of them are in Italian homes. Anybody who was a practicing Catholic, especially, you know, in the 1900s, had one of these hanging up in their house, and they look just like a full-size crucifix. And you may have one hanging in your house right now if you were brought.
I'm gonna get one to show you guys.
Yeah, and you may not even know that it opens up. I mean, once you take it off the wall, the whole thing slides open, and revealing this almost
candles,
like a secret compartment.
Holy
And
water.
yeah, candles, holy water, a piece of cloth, and directions on you know, how to give last rites. And if a priest was to come to your home to deliver the last rites, they could use that to you know, help out with whatever ritual they
The way Anthony explained it, it sounds like you could stick a knife in there and pull it out. I mean,
there it is. Yep,
there it is. Okay, and this top part slides off.
I've seen those.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, it's in here. I get in there.
And that was your grandparents?
Yeah.
So has the stuff
I got one candle left on it.
Wow.
Let me get in front of it so you can see a little better.
Yep.
That was
one
a candle
and holy water.
Yep.
Was that a gift to you?
For me? No.
That would make a great
when they passed, I inherited a lot of stuff because we still own the house. My mother inherited the house, and we lived there for a long time. So I got one candle, still candle from I don't know how old this candle is.
Marco said that he has one and it slides sideways.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they made all different designs. We have a glass one that's like a really beautiful blue glass. All different designs to match any decor you had in your house and anything else. Yeah, I mean, they're really, really neat.
I'm opening this thing. I have no idea what this thing is.
Ron Iacovetti wants to know if there's a cannoli inside. But Lourdes wants to know, have you guys found out? Oh, I think the priest should probably know how it works, don't you?
It's a prequel set.
Yep. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I never knew anything about it until I met you guys.
Oh, good. I'm glad we could enlighten you on something.
Yeah. Lourdes wants to know, have you guys found out more information on the ancient one? What is the ancient one?
Oh, the night at the Conjuring House.
Yeah,
So,
with John.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that there's something that's involved with the house and energy wise that's kind of older than everything here. So we're not really exactly sure what it is or what, but we feel like it's more of like a guardian or elemental or something with the land itself. And we haven't found out too much more, but it's definitely an interesting energy.
We haven't, and you know, it definitely seems like you know, this is like, you know, almost like, in my opinion, I mean, this is just me talking, it seems like it's almost like a protector over the land, and you know, if you believe in that type of thing, that's what I believe in, that it's just kind of watching over everything, and yeah, just kind of making sure everything's running smoothly and things like that, you know.
Yeah.
Could it?
We were doing the Staticom. What were we doing yesterday? I forgot what we were doing. We were down the basement. Was I think it was we were doing the spirit box, the SB7, and we're down there. Ron Lourdes was down there. I was down there. John was down there. John Zaffis, and who else? Robert and Sandra from Barefoot, and we were all down there, and we were asking questions about the ancient one, and all of a sudden, we came up. There was a question about the dominant one now, and Lourdes asked the question, "Who's the dominant one?" And the thing like screamed when we did playback. It screamed like oh! And everybody was just like, "Oh wow, what happened just now?" So that was interesting, you know. So the dominant one is not the good one, but the ancient one is.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, there's so many layers to this property that I think there's still so much that needs to be covered too. And you know, every single week that goes past, we're slowly learning more and everything like that. Jacqueline, the current owner right now, is you know, that's one good thing about her, is that she's willing to keep trying to uncover all of the stuff and trying to dig into more history and uncover new things and all different things like that. So yeah, she's doing great things with this property, which we're really happy about.
Do you think that it could possibly be alienish?
Could. I mean, there's been a lot of UFO sightings by guests. We have a couple of videos that guests have filmed of some really interesting, lights in the sky that start as one light and then kind of break off into like 5 other ones. Really, really cool things. Some people have tried. I'm having a blank on what they're called, but I'm sure somebody in the comments would know, where you play the tones and see, is it CE5 experiments or something, where you play different tones and that's supposed to call extraterrestrials in and things like that. And they've those type of experiments in the lower field and stuff like that, and claim to have had contact. So definitely it's all intertwined. People have claimed to see Bigfoot out in the forest behind the house, and so I think, like I said, there's just so many layers to this place that everything is around here. And then a few miles away in Massachusetts, you have the Bridgewater Triangle area with all that stuff going on. So this whole area, I mean, New England, my good friend Dustin Parry, he likes to call it the creepy attic of the United States. You have all this stuff happening up here. And we're just so lucky to have it all this history, and you can't have the hauntings without the history, So it's just the perfect place to live if you're into this type of thing,
And how far is it from like the Bennington Triangle? Because there's two.
Right. Yeah. So Bennington, Vermont. I would say I want to say like 3 hours away from that. Okay. So not too bad. But I mean, of course, Lauren Colvin coined the Bridgewater Triangle, and even he stated, don't take it as a wall, that is keeping everything contained. Everything is not contained into this. It's just the primary spots for all of this, activity that's happening. So of course, it's going to bleed out into surrounding towns and things like that. So if it's my opinion, I think all of New England is covered with all of these types of stories. You have so many reports of cryptids, and Connecticut you have like melon heads, and in the Bridgewater Triangle you have the puckwudgies and all these cryptid creatures and all different things like that. So all New England is enriched with all this different lore and mythology and ghosts and all this great vampires. We have vampires in Rhode Island. Or supposed vampires, I should say, Brown and all that stuff. So,
I'm with SATORI. I'm going from Maine to Florida, The whole.
Yeah, there's all the East Coast is up. Something's up with the East Coast.
You're being followed everywhere you go. Someone asked, will you be moving some or all of your haunted objects to the Conjuring house?
Well, we cannot say anything about anything, but we are opening a location in Rhode Island soon. Relatively close to this area.
Okay.
But we can tell you it is in Rhode Island. We can't give any details as to what the location's like or anything like that, but it will be in Rhode Island.
Gotcha.
Announcement is coming soon. Yes.
So nothing's
What is
happening.
the creepiest place you guys ever been to? Because I know you guys been on a lot of places. You know?
Most interesting. So there's a few most interesting on different spectrums. Like for me, a place that stands out, and this was I don't think this was a Ghost Hunters. I think this was a Ghost Nation episode that we did in Orange Correctional Facility. That's the computer door.
Oh.
And that was Orange Correctional Facility in Warwick, New York. And that was the first time I had seen the apparition of a dog, which, really is been ingrained in my head in the tunnels under this correctional facility. And Satori and I were down in these tunnels, and I turn around and see what looks like the size of like a German Shepherd, a big dog, and it just turns and runs. So of course we start walking to follow it, and when we get to the end of the tunnel, we end at like what looks like a jail door. It's just bars, and no place where the dog could have gone. So we're like, what the heck is that? Did we just see a ghost dog? So why would we see a ghost dog here? And then come to find out doing research, I guess they used to bring like puppies in for the I don't know what you would call them, inmates, to train. They would train the dogs, and then they'd be released as service animals or the police force and stuff like that. They would go out to the community. So it was a common place, I guess, for dogs to be there. So that was definitely an interesting place for me. And then there's been so many more recent locations we've done across the country, like the California one, the Bastille.
The Bastille, where we found an actual item that a spirit told us was there, that was in the building that we kind of had to get our way into, kind of locate, which was cool because it took a little bit of trust to believe something that we cannot see telling us that there was something somewhere, but putting that trust in them paid off because we were able to actually find an object exactly what a spirit was describing, which was really cool.
It's a really cool thing when that happens.
It is for sure.
It was pointing out an object. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Something that you want to see.
So Jason Webster says, have you done any more psychomantium experiments at the farmhouse?
We have not personally with us. The last time we did anything that involved a mirror and lighting and things to kind of experiment with that was the night he was there. That was the last time we've done it. And that was an interesting experience, to say the least, with people actually getting kind of like drawn into it and like losing, getting really focused on it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely an interesting place to try scrying and things like that for sure. And what happened that night was definitely interesting. A guy was definitely drawn into whatever he was seeing.
He forgot everything that was happening around him, which was interesting.
Wow. So totally tranced.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah. He didn't remember me walking up to him. Like he freaked out when I pulled him out of it because he didn't see me walk up. Like he was that.
Crying afterwards and getting really emotional, and it was definitely something to witness, and for sure. And definitely, if he was questioning the paranormal, it definitely made him a believer after that.
That's really cool. So Scott Reddick wants to know, have you had the privilege of seeing Ron Iacovetti's Staticon in action yet? Awesome, right?
Yeah, wicked cool. So the first time I kind of listened in on it really, really quick was at Jersey Unity Expo, because he was in the exhibition hall right next to our museum setup. And really, really, really quick, I was able to listen to it. And then I really heard it for the first time here at the Conjuring House when all you guys were here, and we did that great session, you know, in the kitchen area where some interesting things were coming across. I think it's absolutely amazing how that whole thing works, and I think, you know, he's doing great things with that. You know, I think there's definitely a lot more to come with that as well. You know, that's the whole flower that's blooming in itself. That I think the more he dials into to what he's doing, the more, you know, great things are going to come out of that, which is amazing.
I always tell him that it's like a telephone to heaven or to the other side or the dimension or whatever it is. You know, it's like so amazing that people would really want it to just be in their homes instead of a phone. It's
Well, we're gonna be setting that up. Well, Ron and Lourdes, I'll be with them. We're going to the Sleepy Hollow Paracon.
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool.
And then after that, we're going to the Massachusetts, the MassCon. You guys gonna be at the MassCon?
I think we have a prior commitment that week, so I don't think we'll be at that one.
Okay.
Lourdes
Yeah.
just said the heartbeat.
The heartbeat.
The
Oh my
heartbeat.
gosh, yeah, that was wicked.
Came through
We
Yeah.
hear a heartbeat. There's a lot of times we hear a heartbeat when we're at his house, and it was so cool to hear come through.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what's interesting about that. Not just, you know, I had a dog barking at me. As a matter of fact, before you guys come on, I played some evidence, and I played that, and a dog came through on that. Yeah, this guy.
Really?
And we had a dog come through, and I mean, there's other stuff that comes through on that, not just voices. You have other things coming through on that, which is very
well, we were
interesting.
looking for you. Anthony played something that was, you know, he was talking to his mom, I guess, and then he said, "Ma, if you're there, could you have Cookie bark?" And you hear, "Roof."
Wow, that's really.
I think
Yeah.
this whole new this thing that Ron's really created, I think, is so interesting because it's new. It's something different. It's not like you're hearing, you know, what we've gotten used to in the paranormal field with us is that you can't be so sure. There are things that are actually making you question.
Well, yeah, with this just being static, I mean, that kind of cancels out all that other stuff
Yeah.
that could be happening with things like that.
I think it's wicked cool.
I'm gonna go check on the overnight guest, so I'll
Okay.
be right back. You want to stay here?
I will
I'll
be
right
here. You got Satori HAWES for right now.
We love you,
Satori.
Satori. You're amazing. So,
How was it growing up in a house with all that? You know, I grew up in an era where we couldn't talk about spirits, and you were
and all
crazy.
you do
You
is
did.
talk about
And here you are in a house that you could talk free about it, or maybe it was more than you wanted at the time.
Well, it was definitely well when other people they grew up in you know time we couldn't really talk about it. It was still kind of that for us. It was just so normal at home, and then we were still. I was maybe 4 years old when Ghost Hunter started and kind of blew up, and I think at that time it was still like it wasn't so big in the media yet. So it was like everybody was either talking about it because it was something that was so controversial or it was something that was so eye-opening for people. So it was still a time where it was like I would leave the house and I would go to school and I would be the weird kid, the ghost hunters kid. Like that was it. It definitely got some strange looks on career day and things like that. But it was an
He's a
interesting.
plumber too, so
Yes, I would always start off with the plumber, and then when
Maureen.
they hear my last name, they'd be like, "Wait."
my dad's a plumber and a ghost hunter.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Yeah.
He's such a cool guy though. Like he's so laid back and easygoing, and he's a jokester, and like you kind of when you're watching him and you watch him for so long, he kind of becomes part of your family too, you know, because you feel like you know him. And he's just an easygoing guy. Like it's like everybody else.
Everybody gets a little nervous when they like if we're at events or something and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, it's Jason HAWES," and I'm like, "It's just Dad," you know. Like so for me, it's just Dad because he's such a family guy, and you know, he is a really great guy, and he always tries to be, you know, as welcoming as he can for everybody. So I hope everybody's experiences have been great with him.
yeah, I met him last year at the VIP at the New Jersey New Jersey Para Unity. I always mixing it up. I always mess up words. I destroy words. I destroy everything. So
He does.
names, words, everything. The more you get
That's
to know
fine.
me, the more
I knew where you were going. I knew where you were going.
Thank you. See, not many people like Ron. Yacovetti always making fun of the way I talk.
I get him once in a while too.
Yeah.
Oh.
But now you can make me forget what I was going to say. No. But the whole thing is, I've been doing this a long, long time. And like all those years, you couldn't listen. You talk about it. But when your dad came out with the show, I mean, it opened it up somewhat to being able to talk more about it. And then when the show got bigger and bigger and everybody got to talk more, it really opened up doors to people that couldn't talk about it. Now, now I could talk about it. Then, I had my team going on back then, but it was pretty cool how,
Yeah, I was like you. So thank you to your dad for allowing us to be able to be open about it, because having abilities as a kid, it was kind of like being stuck in the broom closet.
All the time.
Wide open.
Yeah, the paranormal closet, we were stuck in there.
You guys are being all sappy. Stop it.
Say, well, I'm an older guy, so that's what we do. We're savvies.
But that made it a lot easier. And, it gave us a lot of really great entertainment to watch. And it wasn't just entertainment because it's real. It's,
it was pretty cool.
Lots of Halloween specials.
Yes, lots of Halloween. That's one of the biggest questions that my dad gets to this day. What's the next live Halloween special? And my dad's like, maybe one day, because the reason he stopped was because he missed us, and Halloween was such an important holiday in our household, and so it was like pretty much dad would always be away on an important holiday, so he wanted to be with us. But now that we're all adults now, I think he's thinking about it.
Yeah, and that's another major thing. I think a lot of people don't realize that what we do for a living takes away a lot from our families. We're not just out there trying to prove things. It's not just for fun. It's scientific, because we're trying to see what is on the other side. Your loved ones are deceased and we're trying to get answers for you, but we give up holidays. We give up time with our families. We're not just doing this because it's fun for us. It's research, it's knowledge, it's, and your dad was a major part of that. He was one of the originals, the OGs of, the paranormal and the supernatural. And I kind of hate the term, hunting ghosts, because they're still people. They're just not in their, I use the term meat suits, but, he really put this on the map for a lot of people, and he did a lot of research. He put himself into this, and he had a lot of time away from you guys. So that makes him, a really special person.
Well, thank you. I'll tell him that. He'd be really happy to hear that.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Well, since he was a tradesman, he was a plumber. I'm an electrician. So you could associate things like, when you were in the trades, when it comes to like finding and debunking things, you can do like he find it with the faucet, how they turn on if they weren't correctly and everything, and me with the panels and the EMFs and stuff. So that's how I can relate to him a lot easier.
Yeah, he's still that way. He's still that way because he's still a plumber. So definitely still that way.
You never lose your trade. You never lose your trade.
That'll be in him for the rest of his life. He'll be at a restaurant and fixing sinks and,
Look at the sprinkler system. Who did this? What? That's not the way I would do something, Yeah, so.
Who was up the toilet, So Ron Yacovetti's giving him props too.
Aw, well, thanks.
It's clearly hereditary. And then Scott Reddick.
Yeah, everybody.
That's awesome. That's great.
Job, Scott.
I love it.
These are, our.
I don't know if you hear this all the time.
They're getting sappy, very sappy.
Oh no, I love hearing it because it makes it makes me realize and really think about the fact that I grew up with this, so it was so normal for us, but we didn't. I don't think I ever knew growing up how impactful it was for people.
Right.
So it's hearing all this is really cool to hear because it's I grew up with something that was impacting people positively. So
Yeah.
The shows
So-
and everything. I got I got their first VCR tape they put out on the show. I forgot it. VCR.
VHS.
I love it.
VHS, VCR. What are they? The same different thing. Big cassette tapes. Like the size of
Oh my gosh, yes.
Like your head. What
Yeah.
do you think? What is your favorite place to visit to investigate? Just like in whatever way. Not, it doesn't have to be the most haunted or the most challenging. Like, what do you think? It could be the most beautiful place, and you love, just being there.
Well, I think I would be taking the lazy way out if I said the Conjuring House, but it is one of my favorites. I definitely think, well, I grew up, my family used to own a hotel in New Hampshire, and I want that place back. If I ever win the lottery, I want that place back, because it was like one of the most haunted, one of the most beautiful experiences, like, was the Spalding Inn in New Hampshire. So I definitely love that place. When it comes to filming with ghost hunters, though, definitely I think one of my favorites was the Bastille in California, because it was like I literally went to the entire other side of the country. I felt like I was in a completely new world. And this building was literally a prison that was turned into a restaurant and then closed down for years because of paranormal, and the restaurant didn't work out and things like that. And it was just the most amazing architecture. So
Yeah.
I value the location for the energy it holds, as well as like just the beauty of each individual location. So not necessarily like what's the scariest, just like where I feel the happiest, or where I think it,
I love old architecture. I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm an
me
art
too.
history major, so I appreciate those things a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to go back to Wilson Castle. It was closed when we showed up there,
Yeah.
but it's so beautiful.
I've
So
never
beautiful.
been. I've never
Oh.
been. I need to go. Everybody keeps recommending this place to me. I need to go.
It's really pretty. Really pretty. And you could feel like the inside from the outside, if that doesn't sound weird.
No, I think I know what you mean. Like, it's just like that radiating feeling, that grab you feeling. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you done any private residence?
Yes, we do. I mean, there are a lot of cases that aren't televised, and also just TAPS as a team, like the home team and stuff. We do a lot of private cases as well. It used to be, I mean, before COVID, we were doing it maybe multiple times a week. And now it's like we still do it, once every week or so, or even if it's not with TAPS, Cody and I will try to go with, Rise Up Paranormal, or any teams that ask us if they want us to tag along. We'll try to get out and do private cases and help people. So we're definitely still doing it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Guys, it is when you do a private location and you come through, and the closure you give on some of these people, it's like the most satisfying thing you could feel in the world, when they hug you and they thank you, or
Is the payment enough? Like, that's something that we value, is like the highest payment is to make somebody happy or have that closure, I think.
Yep.
And I don't know. It's gone to the point where in the beginning I would cry after every one, because it was like, it's just so much that you're giving, you're trying to do for somebody and you're helping somebody. But now I've gotten to the point where you have to turn those emotions off when you go to these cases. Because if somebody starts crying, I'm going to start crying, and it's not going to be.
And then Cody starts crying.
He's going to start crying. I'm crying. Like it was go all downhill, but it's definitely very satisfying to do that.
Especially when kids are involved.
Yes. Yeah.
At the Conjuring House, have you got any great evidence that you want to share?
Talking
Because I know you guys. I mean, if I was there, I'd be investigating every freaking night.
With equipment wise, or with just the way Cody and I do what?
The way you and Cody do it. I mean, equipment everybody does. You guys have a different technique and different way of doing things. So
yeah, so we have we've gotten quite a few things. I think two of the most prominent spirits on this property is Abigail Arnold and John Arnold. They're from late 1700s. John Arnold died younger in the 1830s, and his wife lived until 1869. So she definitely, they definitely haunt this house. We've gotten so many things, like it's not all scary. Like sometimes she'll walk into the room, and one day she walked up to us and went, "I want my pear trees back. Can you get me pear
Aw.
trees?" Because she told us exactly what these pears look like. They were brown pears. She would harvest them in like the fall for the winter and all that. And we literally did research, found out what kind of pears she had that were native to this area, or like put in this area. Then she told us exactly where to put them, and now we have new pear trees on the property we take care of. So it's like that's the kind of stuff that makes us so happy, and you can hear it. Like you can hear positive activity. We have audio clips of Cody walking through the house saying hello spirits, and you hear a woman go hello. And like, you know, it's just so positive here. It's not all demons and scary like people think.
No. The locations, but a lot of people just want the demons and stuff. Locations, I mean, I've been to locations that you don't feel you feel something there, but you don't feel anything negative.
Yes.
And you don't get, plus you go in with a positive attitude, you're going to come out with positive. You go in with negative, or it's any kind of, you're going to come out with negative. So it's depending how you're doing and how you're presenting yourself to them.
Yes.
So it's exactly like, you know, so if you come in with positive energy, you're going to have, you know, so that's the way it works.
Exactly. And you know, you're gonna get grumpy people. That doesn't mean that it's a demon, you know, like, so we've talked to plenty of people in our method where they've literally expressed that they don't want to talk to me because I'm a woman and they're from like the 1800s. That doesn't mean that they're an evil demon just because they don't like me, you know, like so
women didn't talk back then. They were spoken to. They didn't talk to them.
Yes. You're right on the nose. Exactly.
And a lot of military men didn't speak to women. They only spoke to their sergeant or their captain or whatever they called them at the time. And I can't tell you how many times people have said, well, how many demons have you dealt with? And I'm like,
exactly.
None. It's super rare. It's ornery spirits who have, you know, they're still lingering out here. They haven't crossed over. They're really pissed off. They really just want to go back to their families, or they were sick, or they were mentally ill, or whatever the case was. They just don't want to be here anymore, and we're messing with them.
Yes.
They just want to go and be in a dark spot and be left alone.
Yeah, we've had spirits here that have been super, you know, rude and mean. And then when we've talked to them and just been like, hey, you need to understand that this is the year now is 2023. And like, you know, just kind of lay it out and tell them how it needs to be. After a while, they're like, okay. And you know, you see their attitude change, and it's just how they were in life. They're going to be in death most likely. So definitely that.
It's sad. I feel sad for them.
I feel sad for them too, but some of them are learning. I think one of the funniest things that ever happened here was we were talking to some spirits one day, Cody and I, with our method, and all of a sudden we were talking, like, we were like, is there something that's, you know, we can teach you? And we thought to ourselves, we're like, let's show them how telephones work, cell phones. So we went to other sides of the house, we called each other, proved it was each other on the line while we had a spirit communicating with us. And the only thing they said was, that's witchcraft. And it's like, no. Back in the day, it would have been some sort of evil sorcery. But now it's, you know, so they're learning. And now they know it's a cell phone and not some sort of magic, you know.
I think the most hysterical response to that would be like, huh.
We literally just went, no, let's shut this down. It's not 1780 whatever. It's, you know. So
that's interesting you came up with that. I mean, I never thought of that with the cell phones, trying to explain it to the spirits.
Yeah, we've had a lot of that.
That is very interesting that you guys came up with that, because I mean, you're right. I mean, I've been in locations where women talk to me because they weren't allowed to talk to men.
Yes.
You know?
It's been scandalous to talk to another man.
Yeah, it's like, oh, especially if the husband's not in the room.
Yes. Yes.
You know?
Sure.
So it's you got to do, when you go to locations, and sometimes people don't realize there's certain areas where certain things more allowed. Men more allowed to talk to women. Women more allowed to talk to men, and all men want to talk to women, or vice versa. So, it was. People don't realize when they go to certain locations that sometimes they're restricted to certain things. I'd like to do a little research, because when you go to certain areas, you ask questions that like Gettysburg, the battlefield. Because I go on the battlefield, I don't just ask, I ask what color the uniform is, what's on the buttons of the uniform, because even if each of the buttons on the uniform, different things that are on those buttons, letters, or what it might be, the different platoons, they belong to different part of the service. Towns, villages, or just different states.
Yeah.
So you ask that, different colors of the uniforms, or what are you wearing? And I ask for last names too, or nicknames. When you want to look up something, it's easier to have a last name. You got a million Joes, Johns, or whatever.
Johnsons, or like Miller.
You ask for a last name.
Yes.
So, there's different ways of doing EVPs and everything else, but
we admire that. We love that. And we think some of the best evidence we've ever caught was when you're just talking to them and asking them questions they might really want to be answering, instead of, if you're dead, can you say this? Or how does it feel to be dead? And it's like, they don't always want to talk about that. Ask them what they made for Christmas dinner. Ask them what their favorite hobby was.
What their favorite song is, or what kind of music they like, or what their favorite dance is.
Yes, exactly.
We've got a lot of clips when we've just been having normal conversations and catching up with what we've done the past week, and then
yes,
you know what I mean. So
you can sit down. How many times you're taking a break, and you're taking a break, and you're sitting down, you're having something to eat, and you're laughing, and you hear giggling or laughing in the background, or somebody saying something behind you. It's like they're trying to be part of your conversation.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes those are the best EVPs.
Well, can you imagine like how we're just sitting around in the house and everybody's gone to work and we have the day off and we're bored? Can you imagine how bored they are?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. That's an interesting.
They've been gone for so long. We don't know where they're at. Are they stuck in a tunnel? Are they stuck in a room? I mean, we don't know what it's like there. So maybe they're wanting to have a conversation.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And working with Ron and Lourdes with their static, now the Staticom and the white noise, the brown noise, the pink noise, all these different, sometimes and matter of fact, they're working with Tony Rathman and Cherie Rathman, and Tony brought up a point on one of the things that they were somewhere in like an airport, they went by and they got an EVP, and he brought up oh yeah, the noise from that plane is like a white noise going by to help them project their voices and stuff like that. And I was thinking about that. It's like there's a lot of things that we do, and with and it's like some kind of sound. The rain coming down is a white noise, or a bubbling, or a babbling creek, and you hear voices all the time, and you get EVPs. Maybe that's what's helping them project themselves, the white noise from those different things. And I thought that was really something that how Tony Rathman said something, and working with Ron and Lourdes, it's like figuring out, I've been doing this a long time, and I'm constantly learning new ways and ways of doing things from everybody. So I'm always learning. I can't see any of us saying, "Oh yeah, I know everything." None of us know anything, and it's always a learning process.
Yeah.
As long as you're in it, you're always learning something new. There's always somebody else coming up with something new. So,
which is great.
So, is my name on it right behind you on the wall?
It probably is. It's somewhere on here. I know I've seen it around here somewhere.
I got my name on it.
He's haunting you, Cody.
I'm looking over your shoulder right now.
I know. They're not even worrying about asking us questions. They're like, where's my name?
That's what I'm looking. I'm like, man,
mine's not there. So I'm just fascinated by your answers, because I love to learn about, what everybody does differently, or, Scott Reddick says that he's going to haunt cruise ships that are constantly going to the Caribbean islands. That's a good question to ask you to finish this out. So, what if you were going to haunt a place or a person, or like, what are you going to do once you cross over, linger, whatever? What are you going to do?
I'm definitely going to haunt our museum. I will find something to like enough to make a haunted object. I'll be a haunted object. How
I'm
about
gonna
that?
go visit Elvis in Graceland. That's where I'm going.
I'm gonna go haunt everything, like literally just like haunting, classic haunting.
You're just going to pop in and out.
Oh yeah, everybody's gonna get a visit from me. Like I'm gonna have a schedule of people I'm gonna go haunt.
Yeah, I know.
I have a list.
My schedule gets longer every day.
I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to haunt like the places I've always wanted to go and couldn't make it there in life. Like I'm going to go to Egypt, then I'm going to hit Rome.
Yeah, I'm going to go haunt a beach somewhere in the Bahamas. Like I'm going to go.
I'll pick you up and we'll go together.
There we go. Carpool. There we go.
Spirit pool.
Scott says,
Elvis cloud. Let's go. Well, you go on the 9 cloud. Oh, let's go.
Lourdes says, "Oh my goodness, you guys are going to be in for it when I pass."
I know Lourdes is going to definitely haunt me.
She's absolutely coming for you, buddy.
Yeah, she's definitely going to haunt me. So you know, what I like about you guys is you're young and you're still using old methods. And you're still using the older ways of doing things. Oh, because you got your new stuff, but you're still using, you know, and that's what I like about it because, you know, you're progressive, but you still know where everything started from.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You know where the background is. And a lot of people that get into this, they buy a K2 and say, hey, I'm a ghost hunter. And, you know, and I don't know, they have no idea where, you know, the 1800s with this with spiritualists started, and you know some of this, you know, ghost hunting, and they don't know where any of this stuff started. You know, you look back in history, you know, Egypt or even the Bible has some sort of spirits in it. Right? So they all talk about things. So, you know, you guys still doing a lot of the old methods, and which I really think it's great that you guys actually are showing people your age. You know, I'm old now. You know, I don't know how many more years I got left before I start haunting people. I don't know. You guys got a long time with this, so I'm happy that you guys can be able to do it. You know,
thank you.
Stuff like that. Here goes Ron again.
Not knowing how you grew up, realizing how impactful these occurred to your method of maybe do the same thing in generations after you. We haven't really thought that far, and that's a scary thought. That is a scary thought.
I mean, it's definitely an interesting thought, though.
It is an interesting thought. I hope if we do anything, we positively affect the generations after us.
Yeah,
that's all I'd like to do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, as long as everybody's doing good stuff, then that's all that matters.
I think you're going to have impact.
Yes.
You guys definitely will have an impact.
Absolutely.
You know, you will have an impact with your age and everything, and people your age. I mean, you guys are like my son's age, so a couple more, you know, you're still little kids to me. But
you're sweet kids, and you're doing it for the right reasons. And you have great intentions.
Don't call them kids.
Listen, I have grandchildren. They're kids to me.
Well, thank you. We'll take it.
Yeah,
sweethearts.
I don't care.
Well, you guys are still. You guys will have an impact, and I really do think so, because kids your age is like looking at you like, wow, they're doing this. Oh, there's something behind it. Because how many people back now are? I mean, when I was your age, I couldn't talk about it and stuff like that.
Sure.
But we still have people today that are not allowed to, you know, they think they're crazy.
Yeah.
And you guys are actually out there, and you're showing them that there is something about it. There is, maybe I'm not crazy, and they'll follow you into the field.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true. That's
you
true.
Know?
We never think of it like that, but that's true. That's really, really true.
We're definitely going to need more of you guys. So Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
We don't want to keep you. We know you have lots to do.
Do you have anything coming up that you want to promote? You anything? Just go away. Go.
Well, stay tuned for announcements regarding the Paranormal Couples Haunted Museum coming hopefully this fall in Rhode Island.
As far as events go, we of course have the Ocean State Paracon happening this weekend in Harrisville, Rhode Island, and then the next Paracon after that is the Warrens Paracon in Connecticut on October 28th. That's hosted by Ed and Lorraine Warren's daughter Judy and her husband Tony. So we will be there at that one along with the rest of the Ghost Hunters cast, and then after that,
New Jersey Para Unity, November, I believe, 4th and 5th in New Jersey.
Woodbridge, New Jersey, and then we have, I believe it's December 2nd. We are heading to the Hoover House in Pennsylvania to do. They're having like a Christmas celebration that week. So we're going to be doing a couple events with New Jersey Paranormal. And I think that's finishing up the year as far as events. So all that should be listed at paranormalcouple.com or follow us on Facebook at the Paranormal Couples Haunted.
Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming on the show. We had a good time. And
It was absolutely great. I will list all of that in our chat section.
Awesome. I appreciate it.
Have a really good time at the Paracon, and we wish you the best. And thank you for what you do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good night, guys.
Have a good
Thank
night.
you. Have a good night, guys.
They're adorable.
Yeah, it was a good show. I mean, really got to talk with them and everything. It's really nice. Hope everybody in the audience like it. And if you did, hit the like button, hit the share button. You
Yes,
know,
please.
join up
Comment,
the
like,
RT radio here.
Yeah, this was a really good show. So thank you everyone for being here as always. And let's see. What do we have for next week? John Curley Paranormal.
Yes. I met him at Gettysburg.
Paranormal Journey on Ghost Nation.
Mm-hmm.
That is next week. And the following week is Connie Koenig.
Matter of fact, she's I think gonna be at the there tomorrow at the Ocean at the Conjuring House at the Paracon, the Oceanside Paracon.
She is?
I believe so. If I seen her name on there.
Oh.
You see her name?
I don't know. I'm not looking at it.
Okay.
I'm not looking at it right now, but
yeah, she's supposed to be there, and I think it's a couple of the Paracons. I think she's going to be at. I'm going to be at
Ocean State.
Ocean State. Oh, look, I turned to green. Yay! You know, but yeah, I think she's going to be there, so that'd be cool. And I want to tell everybody thank you for listening to us ramble on. And brought my cross in. Now you know what my cross is about
really
here.
cool.
Yeah. I had this, I don't know how many years. This thing, my grandparents had it, and I have it now. And I have another one at the house where my grandparents owned, and my brother and I inherited. So we have that there. And so we have two of them. That's
Cool.
very interesting.
I want to buy a Pietra. It's like a wall hanging. It's kind of about this big, and it has the Virgin Mary with Jesus taken off the cross, and at the bottom, and it's all stained glass around the outside, and at the bottom the drawers pull out, and then these things flip out, and you put candles. But the drawer has everything that you have inside that cross. It's beautiful.
It's nice. You know, so.
Yeah.
Well,
so
we're gonna, I guess.
I'm gonna put their www.
Yeah, put the information on there.
I'm just gonna put Paranormal Couple because everything is on their website, and everything can be found there. They were adorable. I really love them.
Yeah. I hope everybody enjoyed the evidence that I put out there.
Your evidence was great.
If we ever have some more time, I'll see if I can get together and share a little more if we want.
It was really interesting to watch the watchers on Dimensions of the Supernatural through StreamYard. We went from like 16 watchers up to 300 and then back down to 40 and then down to like 12 at the end. I don't know what it was on the other things that we have, but that was kind of cool to see.
Yeah, I got I was watching Facebook here.
Scott said he just ordered a pizza and cannolis for dinner, so you can always head there.
Cannolis. Hey, you got a cannoli. I had pizza
Thank
today.
you so much for that.
I had pizza today. It was today. No, yesterday. Took my son to my son's to its Grudzinski's. It's over here in Douglaston, but it's one of those brick oven pizza places. Don't know, and it's like made so differently than when the regular ovens. It has a crispier crust and everything, a little thinner, but it's good, and everything's fresh on it. Like the fresh mozzarella and they make fresh sauce and they make all kinds of. It's like so. I had to, of course, I had to go. I got the pizza called the Don.
Of course.
Don. Hey, I had to get the Don. It has meatballs and sausage on the pizza.
We had that.
Mozzarella and fresh parsley and oregano, all fresh. So it was good.
We had pizza like that when we were in Vermont. When we went, or I'm sorry, New Hampshire, when we went to the beach when I was on last Thursday. And it was really, really good. It was called Otto. Otto.
Otto.
It was.
How many Italians name Otto?
I don't know, but it was good.
Otto is not. I don't know any Otto Italians.
Pepperoni, sausage, and bacon.
The only Ottos that you might know that's Italian is on the what do you call it? The government witness program. They throw them up in Vermont. Hey, my name is Otto. There
were a lot of Italians up that way.
Yeah, I know. So,
but the pizza was good. That's all I know. That's where I got the book too.
The pizza. Scott coming down for some cannolis.
Scott will be there in like 5 hours. Maybe like 50 hours. He's in what, North Carolina, right?
Yeah, well,
South Carolina?
South. He's down south from me. I don't know. Everybody's the same hours down there.
Show the book again. This book is amazing. It's called History of the Occult. I got it at a bookstore, or no, it was at an antique store. And it has some amazing stuff in here. It has things about the witchcraft and numerology and palmistry and crystals, dreams, reincarnation, divination methods. The author is T. Wynne, Wynnne Griffin, Griffon. I don't know if can you see it?
Yeah, you can see it.
Can you see it?
Okay, nice and clear. Right there. Back up. Hey, right there.
Great.
I can buy books, but I can't read, so.
I have stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks of books. There's an E on the end of that Win.
So that's why I tell people I can't read, because that's why I became an electrician. All I need to know is colors. That's it.
This is also a good one. The Development of Psychic Powers by Denning and Phillips. I have tons. I mean, stacks. I have a stack that comes up to my waist right here sitting next to me. I have.
Do you have any Ron Iacovetti books?
Not yet. Sorry, Ron.
Then you don't have them all. You don't have to Ron.
This is not a Pokemon game. You got to catch them all. I'm going to buy a Ron Yacovetti book. I have listen, my dining room was a library. We're now making it a dining room, and my office is still being worked on. I have a stack of magazines like this that are not even on a shelf yet, and they're all like about most haunted locations and the like mysterious stuff and the Rosicrucians and the Knights Templar. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you what I have here. Everything is stacked up because I have no room to put it. I don't have any shelves yet. So the library is coming up here into my office. I mean, I'm going to give you a quick peek. I have Robert the Doll on my top shelf.
Robert the Doll.
When I finish my office, I'm literally going to show everyone what it looks like. It's really beautiful so far.
Mm-hmm. We got to look at it then. So,
I got to what?
No, when you get your office done, we got to look at it again.
Yeah, I'll literally go around and I'll show every little nook and cranny. It's supposed to be burgundy, black, and gray with all this crazy stuff. I have a huge pendulum on my desk that goes in sand. I have bonefish that was carved into skulls from Mexico.
Wow. So, I guess what time is it? Oh, it's only 1:45. It's still early. It's not 10 o'clock yet. Hey.
Yeah, but we still have to get Bobby onto his show on time. So yes, Scott, I do. I actually use incense and I use sage and Palo Santo. So everything's good here.
And I use on-down deodorant.
That's good.
It's always helps, you know. Now, if I don't want any ghosts, I just have to not go on deodorant and then walk in the location. But I put it on and I smell pretty.
That's good to know. Very good to know. So if you don't want to be a ghost, well, let's start with this. Well, thank you for watching another episode of Dimensions of the Supernatural. I am Maureen Grudzinski. This is my great co-host, Anthony Simonelli, otherwise known as...
Used to forget about it. Hey, got the shirt on tonight.
Come and watch us every Thursday. Oh, I forgot to show my shirt.
Hey!
So we are here Thursday nights from 7:30 to 9:30 Eastern Standard Time on the PM. Oh God, Oofy, we're gonna have to wait till next week on that one because I have lots of answers for you. 7:30 to 9:30 PM East Coast time. We will be back next Thursday with our good friend John Curley, right? But now you can finish.
I can finish. Okay, thank you. Okay. I want you guys to be safe out there. Remember, you want to look for ghosts, not be a ghost. I just want to tell you, forget about it.
That's right. We love you guys.